Welcome to the beautiful city of Athens, the gateway to the Tennessee Valley, a city rooted in deep community relationships and built on a rich tradition of small local business and the very best of the human spirit. As Athens embraces the future, the signs of progress are in full bloom. Join us as we discover the bright spots in this charming southern city that we call home. This is Hometown Heartbeat, Athens. Whoop, whoop. What's going on, everybody? Oh, local legend, national treasure, and softball coach Thad Prater in the house. What's going on, Coach?
Pretty good. How about you?
Man, I'm living my best life, buddy. Just trying to stay corona-free over here.
As is everybody.
No Lyme here. Connor, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good.
We got Connor set up with a camera today. Look at that. Yeah. We're working on it. It's going to get a lot better. Oh man, he was quick on the trigger there, wasn't he?
Don't want to overstay my welcome.
Overstay as well. When he controls the welcome, I guess he has that authority. What's going on with everybody out there today? Drop us a comment, ask us a question. Let's talk about something important, because after all, that's what we do here. We talk about important things. Coach, what do you want to talk about today? Coach always comes with a list.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about the baseball coming back.
Yeah, let's talk about the baseball's going back. How about that? So I just heard this story.
This is Angels League, the Trash Pandas. They sent them 11,000 baseballs, and they get a call and say, "Hey, send them back. Y'all aren't playing."
Yeah, let me tell you, they're not playing. I got some season tickets that are just waiting for my tush to be in the seat there, and I'm what's the status on refunds? You think?
I don't know.
How's that going to work out? Am I going to get like a per game?
I guess they're going to send the baseballs back and get the refund.
I guess they're going to get their money back for that. I got to pull Connor's mic out. It's a little hot. But no, it's man, this thing I read where the Disney World's saying they're not going to open until 2021.
Crazy. Their stock's at 102 a share.
What was it at?
112 maybe, but I mean,
That's a lot of money, by the way. $10 a share, $20 a share, that adds up pretty quick. So baseball is talking about coming back. So we're starting to get to the point now where we've come through this thing. We're on the backside of it at a minimum. For those of you out there saying, this isn't over. Okay, I hear you. Now we have two critical patients. All the people that are sick, which, by the way, CDC adjusted that number. Did you hear about that? Yeah. 28,000? Are you, huh? Wait, what? What? Where does that put the mortality rate?
Yeah.
0, 0, 0, like way less than the flu. And again, I'm not taking away, look, and I want to just be really clear about something that I've talked about from day one, but I'm not going to say that what we did in the beginning was incorrect or inaccurate or even unwise. Like, we did not know the enemy we were facing. And so all the decisions that were made in that time were made, in my opinion, with wisdom, at least early, right?
Yeah.
We're going to say, hey, let's not overwhelm the hospital.
Right.
Let's not overwhelm the system. If 20,000 people broke their arm at the same time, we would have the same issues, right? But now we've gone well beyond that.
Yes.
And the government's now choosing who's winning and who's losing in the business world. And if you'll track those numbers, you'll find tax revenues being a pretty close tie to the businesses that are being deemed essential.
Yeah, I don't know how some people are making it. I really don't.
You know why liquor stores are essential? Because the state owns and runs them, and so
what is it? Is it Arkansas, Washington? They got a lawsuit going to go before the Supreme Court about churches.
Yeah.
Easter Sunday, a preacher had in a church of 300. Since 300, he had 16 people, and they came and put a fine on him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, whoa.
I'm sitting here looking at our color here, and we're playing with some some graphic things, some LUTs is what they're called. And Connor, this one is looking it looks a little different on the live than it looks on your computer. I feel like we're in like a cinematic movie. Look how like it's like we're in an old timey movie. So we will adjust that. Ashley Walker joining. That's my lovely bride. Hello, dear. But no, I mean we've gotten to the point now where we have two critical patients. We've got all the people, and then we've got the economy, and we have to kickstart something and get it going. And so, with that, now the talk of sports, and that's where we want to land for most of the day. We've got the NCAA saying, hey, we're going to play. Yeah, we're going to do it. And I heard a really interesting thing. You and I were talking about it beforehand, and I didn't know, like I wouldn't have guessed that this is going to, like, the response we got. But Lincoln Riley was talking. They had a bunch of big Power 5 coaches on there talking about drop dead dates. Like if it was after this day, then they were no longer going to feel like they were adequately prepared to play college football. College football is a grind. Right. I mean, it's and physically demanding, right? Football in and of itself, sports, all college sports are a grind, but football specifically is it just wears bodies out. And so they were talking about dates and conditioning and this and that. And June 1st and June 15th were the two dates they got thrown out a bunch. But the reason why was so intriguing to me. It had nothing to do with weight training. It had nothing to do with strength and conditioning and practicing. He said, because we're all going to be on a level playing ground from that perspective. We all will get our playbooks out at the same time. We'll have the same amount of practice, same amount of NCAA is going to overregulate everything, right? So they'll definitely regulate that. He said the nutrition is the biggest reason why we have to come back. And he said, think about it. Like, a lot of our athletes are coming from maybe less privileged households or urban environments where they don't have access to the nutritional values that they need on a daily basis. And so the NCAA will not allow you to feed players off campus. It's the most absurd thing in the world. I don't know where like protein shakes and a steak is going to be a ill-gotten gain for some big ugly on the line, but they can't feed the players. And so nutrition was one of the biggest things that was dictating kind of when they came back. So anyways, all that to say, they are going to play, but when?
Right. I don't know. It's going to be then they're saying fans or no fans.
So I saw a statistic or a study that it was Creighton or it was some northeastern school, and they took a poll in the Northeast and took a poll in the Southeast, and they said, if there was a football game today, would you take your family and pack the stadium out? 78% said no in the Northeast, 90% said yes in the South. We're over here like roll tide.
We're going.
Like praise Jesus and roll tide. And so no, it's definitely going to be interesting to watch it all play out. I think that we will ultimately have sports with fans. I think that if you've watched the Last Dance documentary, have you been watching that? Everybody, the draft had the highest ratings they've ever had. Why? People are starved for sports.
NASCAR's fixing to start up.
Oh, and I've never watched a NASCAR race in my life, but on Sunday afternoon, I guarantee you, I just want to watch somebody compete. Yeah. Like, just compete at something. Like, if there was a diving competition, I would probably figure skating might make it on my TV on Sunday at this point. We're just starved for sports. And I think that just goes back to the new normal everybody talks about and all this other stuff. Like, what about our life has changed, will change, is going to change, has changed, will never be the same? Right? I mean, it's like there's so much of this stuff that is just, I don't know, Coach, where do you put it?
I don't know. I think until you get a vaccine, it's probably going to be real cautious.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Get your vaccine and your microchip.
I heard about that too.
Coach is putting his notes up. That's never good. We're going off script. But no, I mean, it's just this. I don't know. This Ben Franklin, was it, that said if you're going to, what is it? Oh, God, that was such a good quote. I had it right on the tip of my tongue, and then I lost it. I was smart, and then I wasn't.
All hang together?
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, talking about if you give up your freedom if you give up your freedom for oh, golly, I've butchered it. Keith would be he's disappointed at me right now because he's like the constitutional quote machine. But no, the civil liberty aspect of this is just something that we have to address. We have to talk about. We have to discuss because in recorded human history, politicians have not really made a habit of giving back liberty when they take them, and we've given up so much. I was listening to Rick and Bubba talk the other day about how we don't love freedom like we once did as a country.
True. And
that's terrifying. It's gonna. It will be reawakened. Oh, yeah. Like at some point, and I will get this quote right. The tree of liberty from time to time has to be refreshed by the blood of tyrants, right? And so that is obviously a gruesome, quote, but the concept meaning if you're going to keep your freedoms from time to time, you will have to stand up against those who wish to control and be tyrants over you. And I think that a generation of people right now are going to be woken up in the same way that a group of people was woken up in the last election. If you remember, I remember sitting there watching the returns come in, and I didn't think orange hair had a chance. Magnificent, wonderful. It was just magnificent. It was, and I didn't think he had a shot. And then it was like, what?
And there was a total freak out.
Well, there was a group of people that, guess what? They woke up. Yeah. And they said, you know what, I talk about this all the time. I am not someone who has ever been in a poll. Have you ever been polled? When the pollsters call your house? Like, I got a Bernie poll. Like, somebody put my phone number, email into a Bernie thing, which whoever did that, well played. Well played. But I responded to him in the most funny, like, I just tried to have fun. Like, I'm not going to be serious about that. And so there's a group of people who are silently going about their day-to-day life. They're going to work, they're going, or they're not going to work, and they're sitting at home and they're mad as snot about it, and they will be woken up, and they will decide to do something. And my hope is that it won't be anything that's, peaceful protest and our right to peacefully protest is one of the most sacred rights we have, and certainly one that needs to be not undervalued, because violence is not ever going to answer. It's not ever going to fix anything, right? And so at the end of the day, that's kind of where we stand with all this. And so as we turn our eyes back to things that we enjoy, sports is right there at the front. And so, if you're out there listening, drop a comment, drop a question. What do you think? Are we going to play? Are we going to sing Dixieland Delight with 90,000 of our closest friends this fall? Or Tennessee? I heard Tennessee just decided they'd cancel their season so they didn't embarrass themselves any further. But go Vols. But no, it's going to be interesting.
It is. As far as high school goes, AHSAA is going to meet on the 12th of May, discuss some things. The 15th is the thing for the K-Ivy. The date that's been put out there is June 8th, and then possibly 10 people. You can have 10 people. What is that, 10 people? Is that contact, no contact? Is that 6 feet apart? What is it?
You can't even do 7-on-7 6 feet apart. No such thing as press coverage.
You could do softball, baseball 6 feet apart.
I don't know, man. As long as you don't,
you wouldn't have a catcher.
No, or an umpire, or a first baseman holding somebody on with a lead.
I'm talking about you could practice it.
Oh yeah.
So,
it. Did you hear about the Olympics?
Yeah.
And the lawsuits and everything that's about to happen. So let me pull this up. The IOC and Japan. Japan was like, the IOC they put it on their website that Japan was committed. They were committed to the cost of the delay. They were committed to investing in that delay. Yeah, and Japan came out and said, no, we're not.
No.
Like, you're going to pay for this. And so there's this huge IOC jostle, as it says here on NPR's website. It's going to cost billions to delay the Olympics. It says the Olympics won't be happening this summer, and a clash between Tokyo organizers and the International Olympic Committee over who will shoulder the cost is heating up. Competition slated to start in July. Last month, IOC and Japanese agreed to postpone the summer games until the summer of 2021. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to have a 5-year and a 3-year gap between Olympics, right? Because we're pushing back by a whole year?
Yeah, and Japan. I mean, Japan's built all that stuff. They had everything. They were expecting some benefits from that, and now they don't. Tourism and all that stuff. So, I don't know.
It says the cost for delaying the games to come in at nearly $6 billion, and it says the governor Yuriko Koike said Japanese officials were exploring how to cover the additional cost, but the IOC came out and said Japan said they'd cover it. Stick the bill on them.
Yeah.
Can you Venmo that amount of money, you think?
No.
Split the tab, go Dutch? I mean, is that something?
We'll probably pass a stimulus to get that.
Stimulus. Let me tell you, I just got a call from my banker about my PPP money.
Mm-hmm.
It's appalling. It's appalling the amount of money $7,000.
That's not going to last very long.
What?
That's what somebody was saying.
What that doesn't cover Friday.
I know.
That doesn't cover a week. I mean, what am I? Thank you. I guess. And then it's probably not going to get forgiven. They've got through the stack of paper that you have to read through to figure out how to get it turned into a grant I didn't read in high school, college, ever. I'm not going, it's, and nobody in Congress read the darn thing.
No.
Sean Hollis with stepping up in the clutch and making sure that I get my Benjamin Franklin quote correct.
Okay.
Those who would give up liberty for temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. And that is a fantastic quote. I don't know if we can get that on screen or not. Connor's over there looking at himself in the camera. You look great, buddy. But no, it's, it just comes back to this whole, I don't know. I just feel like the stats are like we should be excited. Why are we not excited?
I don't know.
Doesn't that speak to the?
I think some people are excited about staying home and getting that $600 a week.
But so let's talk about that because I mean as a business owner trying to find some it's going to be really difficult to find people that want to come back to work when they could stay home and make as much or more than they could coming to work.
Oh yeah.
And isn't that the problem with entitlements in the first place? Isn't that the problem with the programs in the first place? I mean, they are meant to be used by those in need when they're in need for a season. It goes it's the McDonald's minimum wage argument, right? Well, they want a career wage at a place that's not meant to be a career job unless you're in management, unless you go get a degree and you want to get into, or you want to be a franchisee or a franchisor or whatever. And so in the same way, these programs are not meant to be a lifelong program. They're meant to be a stopgap, right? They're going to bridge you from here to there so that you can go and find gainful employment. That's the problem when you pass. I've heard people talking about, Pelosi was talking about $2,000 a month per family.
Yeah. What is that?
Where
are you going to get that money?
Yeah. It's like free college for everybody. Who's paying for it? This stuff doesn't work. The math. I mean, I'm not a smart man. Never claimed to be. I'm pretty good with calculator though.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. The math's not there.
Well, if you're making, like we were talking about at McDonald's, you make a $7.25 an hour, and let's say you work a full week, and then you get that. So they're going to take your full week pay plus the $600. I mean, you're making more than you would ever make at McDonald's in a year.
Oh, McDonald's.
It's something like $48,000, I think it is, isn't it?
Something like no, it's. Sean, what do you think about that, man? Sean's out there. He's commenting. What do you think about should we just print some more of it, buddy? We need to get Sean in here.
Oh yeah, he'd be good.
Sean, when do you want to come be on the show with me and old coach here? It'd be a good time. Have you seen the canoes he's been restoring over?
Well, he bought one back.
Yeah, that it was his. Yeah. I want to hear that story because I read the comments on it and it just seemed pretty cool that it's like that story where you find your daddy's old car or something and you buy it back and you restore it and all that, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of work, but sure does look pretty. But no, I mean, so we got sports coming back. We got baseball. 11,000 baseballs being sent to Anaheim because I guess the Trash Pandas won't need them, which is also terrifying for me as a season ticket holder. But they wanted the rest of their money. Like, you pay this thing out, right? And I said, you get the rest of it when I get to walk through the gate for the first time. Right. Like, I'm not like, what? No, like, let me come take your car out of your garage and I still want you to pay for it. Like, if I can't drive it, what am I paying for?
I don't know how they're gonna.
The lawsuits that will, you know who's going to have the biggest stimulus package in the country? The attorneys all over the world, because there is about to be so much litigation. The word arbitrary is going to define the next 10 years of legal practice, because it's going to be the whole thing. And you're already seeing the lawsuits start to pop up. We were talking about one earlier in Kentucky, but the government can't arbitrarily decide who is and who isn't essential, especially at the state. I mean, the Defense Production Act and some of the powers granted to the president, but there is a very specific law in Alabama anyways that says any law, ordinance, or whatever to fly in the face of the Constitution is null and void upon arrival, basically, if I could translate it. And so what gives Kay Ivey the authority to tell what gives the Hoover police the authority to fine that barber $500?
Right.
What gives them constitutionally? Where does that come from?
But you've seen several sheriffs come out and say, "Hey, we're not going to do it."
Oh, Hoover, they didn't, man. They showed up in force, man. They showed up in force. I mean, I'm talking about they were fining the and that man. I mean,
when it like a place had been there for 50 years or something.
Oh,
like
it was like a men's barbershop thing, and it was like a whiskers kind of a thing,
yeah.
like a high end, like, I guess a salon for men. I don't know. I cut my hair in the shower with a razor. So, I've not been to one of those in a while, but it just like, you can hold on a minute. Dental hygienist. Let me lay here with my mouth wide,
That's right.
and let you get your germs all over me. But by God, you can't cut hair with a mask and gloves on.
That makes sense. But
are you listening, people? Are you paying attention?
That's what we got.
Again, please hear me. Please hear me say this. What started as good and well-intentioned and probably wise has now turned into something else. And could it be something more nefarious, something more politically motivated? It certainly looks like it could be. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. I'm a common sense guy. And when if you want to follow and you want to learn anything about anybody, if you want to learn about who somebody is, look at their checkbook. See where their money goes. That'll tell you everything you need to know about that person. It'll tell you what's important. It'll tell you everything. If you want to find out what's important to politicians, to cities, to governments, to fill in the blank, employers, employees, follow the money. And right now, the money is all leading back to those industries that have tax bases that support the government's ability to make their paychecks. Those businesses are essential. ABC was never getting shut down. The ABC, I mean, the beverage store, you know why? Because the government have you ever looked into that? I was talking to a guy the other day that how that whole thing works. If you're a private liquor store, the amount, it's like 30% a month.
More, right?
That just goes, I mean, it's like more than a quarter off the top to the state. But the state store doesn't have to pay that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so their prices are significant. He was explaining it all to me, and I find it very intriguing from a business perspective. We lost our monitor, Connor, but it's interesting because it's like it's a true monopoly. Like it is the very.
Well, it was set up that way when Prohibition came back in. That's how they kind of set it up.
Were you alive at the time?
No, I was not alive.
Oh, Pappy over here. No, but it's, we're getting to the point where it's just starting to get ridiculous. The NFL came out though. Did you see that?
Yeah, what'd they say?
They dropped their schedule. Guess what changed? Nothing. NFL said we going, hey,
they're gonna roll with it.
We're gonna do it, baby.
I think bad thing is though everybody may do pay-per-view and then you're stuck.
What do you mean?
Well, if there's no fans there, if they say, hey, we're not having fans for, let's say, the first half of the season, well, how you going to get to watch it? Because they got to make their money.
Yeah. I'd pay for it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, I mean, a lot of people will, but I'm just saying.
At this point, they could charge me $250 a game, and I'd be trying to figure out. I'd be giving blood. I'm talking about. I've just got to watch.
It's a business. They have to make money.
No, it's not. That it's a nonprofit. Did you know that?
Well,
did you know that the NFL is a
nonprofit organization?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes, the NFL. Yes, the NFL pays no taxes. Yes, the NFL is set up as it's a 501c.
How's that possible?
I don't know. Roger Goodell made like $40 million last year. Like what? I mean, it goes back to the goal. Look, folks, you will not find a place in the world where you get more educated in real world than right here on Hometown Heartbeat. The man with the gold makes the rules.
That's true.
That is the golden rule.
That is the golden rule.
I mean, it's just like, I don't know. It's crazy. So, what about the murder hornets?
The murder hornets. That's
Connor, put our graphic up here.
Totally scared of bees and wasps and everything else.
Fear
like
of
that.
corona is on the decline. Release the murder hornets.
Have you seen those? I mean, have you seen?
Yeah, they're like 8 inches long.
It's like,
it's bigger than my dog.
I mean, what if, I don't know. I'd be scared.
They're terrifying. It's like the Hunger Games, but for real.
Yes.
You know? I don't know what I mean. Yeah, but do we think they just showed up like this year? Really?
I think they've
Do we
been
really
here. I think
believe
they've
that?
been
Like,
here.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
and that's what's so funny about that meme is like
Yeah.
it's like,
All of a sudden.
yeah, like well we're folks are starting to wake up. And I think politicians came up with no, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Again, this show is not a political show. It's a show about our hometown. It's small communities, businesses, entrepreneurship. I mean, schools, education, sports, all those things that make a hometown. Everything you love about your hometown. That's what we're here for. But the very core of that is who we elect, how we elect them, how I go. You know, I think the biggest thing that a lot of people take away from their hometown is that sense of identity, that sense of moral fibers of, you know, every hometown has its own kind of shaping atmosphere, if you will, in terms of like it's going to shape. And so the younger generations coming up, they're learning now how, you know, what that looks like, how that works, how they're going to, and they will be the ones electing those officials down the road that will dictate what your hometown will ultimately look like down the road. And so it's like, you know, it's just, you have to, I don't know. It's just one of those things that you just have to look at everything with real, you got to have your eyes open.
That's true.
What do you see, Thad?
In our hometown?
Yeah.
I mean, we're changing big time. I
Don't
think.
go changing.
We got people moving in here, and
I'm talking about left and right.
I mean, it's going to be
We can't keep a house on the market.
no.
You put one out there, she gone. Daniel Hardiman joining us. Hey, Daniel, how are you, buddy? Daniel said he wanted to be on the podcast, believe it or not.
There you go.
He should join us one day.
Yeah.
He could play air guitar. I'll play air drums, and you can sing. How about that? But no, it's, you know, the murder hornets and all this stuff. It's just there's so much stuff out there right now that it's like, man, are we really? First of all, we're that tired of talking about coronavirus. We're gonna come up with anything we can. Let's find a 4-foot long thing with a stinger kill you that's been here for probably years and years and years. But we got to talk about something else. Did you see the NASCAR stuff with the iRaces and the two guys
Yeah.
getting suspended and all that?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Like they're doing the
Oh my
computer-
gosh!
computer
Yes.
thing.
So, all right. So for those of you, and I'm not a NASCAR guy, but for those, and this might be old news because it was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it was.
But there were 2 cases where the NASCAR drivers were iRacing. So they're literally playing video games on live television. Again, it goes back to the fact that we are so thirsty for sports right now that we will watch anything that competes, any kind of competition whatsoever. We'll watch it. I found myself watching a golf tournament from 1997 in standard definition. It was tiny. It was awful. But Tiger was like, 21 and killing everybody. So it was great. But these guys in their iRacing, like one of them, I guess it's called like anger quitting or rage
you got
quitting or
quit.
something.
Yeah.
Where like, and again, they're not driving real cars, but they're racing on national television. And so, one of the guys kind of bumps him a few times. I mean, obviously something he wouldn't do in a real car because he might die or whatever. And dude got so mad, he just got up and like just he lost real sponsorship.
Yeah.
Like he lost real world money
Yes.
for quitting a video game in the coronavirus pandemic. And then the second one was even
Yeah,
worse.
he said something.
My man dropped a word that he ought not be, and no one should drop. It was a very racial slur,
Yes.
and he said it, and you just hear somebody go, "Hey, man, we can hear you." And it was followed by this right here. Let me tell you. So needless to say, he's not racing anymore.
No, he lost.
He is not. And his apology was so sincere.
He's probably back on the go-kart track.
No, that's right. Yeah, he's running the short track there. But at Pensacola Beach, $10 a ride over there, just whooping up on them kids, trying to get them on the mini golf course after he's done. But no, it's just amazing to me how. First of all, I think that's not the second one. The second one obviously was, but it speaks to the culture that we live in, and really the response to all of this being that of like everything's offensive, everything is legit. Like the dude quit a video game.
Yeah.
Like, hey, sponsor, you're not cool. Like it's not. I mean, you're not. What are you trying to be, some moral authority on video game quitting? Like what?
It was a video game.
Your kid's probably playing video games because he wasn't good enough to be on the sports team and he had to quit. And so, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's crazy that, first of all, it's crazy that we're watching people play video games on television. By the way, did you know how big that is?
That's huge.
Like the
Millions.
online game. Oh my gosh. There's scholarships for it now.
Oh, those teams make money.
First of all, I heard you get a scholarship for bass fishing, and I was like, what? I was like, no way. And then somebody was like, it's even better. You can get one for playing video games. And I'm like, shut your trap. Seriously? Call of Duty Modern Warfare
No,
paid for school?
They don't play. They play League. They play League of Legends.
What
else,
are you?
Connor?
Who
What
are
else,
you?
Connor knows.
World of Warcraft? Hold on, let me turn Connor up.
It's League of Legends.
Connor's got his mic down. He wants to keep.
And
What,
there's some
Connor?
other
What are the games that people are playing right now to get like professional gaming?
You're really asking the wrong person. I'm not much into gaming scene myself, but
Okay,
I don't
well,
know.
that was good. That's good. Well,
Thanks,
I'm actually thankful Connor didn't know the answer to that. If I'm being honest with you, I'm proud of him for not knowing the answer to that question, because he's so talented at what he, like with the editing and all that stuff. It makes me feel better that his spare time is spent on things that are actually bettering him and useful and all of those things, rather than playing World of Warcraft or Pokemon or something, whatever that is they play. But no, it's the e-gaming. There's millions and millions and millions of dollars in it.
Yeah, I mean, those people go around looking for kids to do it, and they manage them. I'm seriously. I've seen this. These old dudes, they're going around getting these kids that are, 15, 16, 17 years old and making money off of them, managing a team.
Okay, so just to be clear, like the content creators and the influencers, you know where I stand on all that. I'm pretty clear about the fact that influencers are where they're at in our society is a huge stain on our society and speaks to the narcissistic tendencies that we all exhibit as the social media generation, as the generation of people who literally grab their self-worth from the amount of likes, the amount of attention they can garner by creating something that's not even real and passing it off as their life. And so that is one thing. But the content creators being the dude perfects of the world, and these guys that have gone out and they've taken their ability to be funny and their ability to, and they've monetized that. They have managers. They make millions of dollars. But there's real value in that to partners. There's real value in that to sponsors. They create, it's no different than anything else in entrepreneurship. They created something that was a tangible product that people wanted, liked, enjoyed. They created an audience, no different than a singer or a band or a movie or actor or whatever. And then they monetize that product. But now we're talking about video games. Mm-hmm. And so you're really good at shooting people in a fake game, and you now can make millions and have managers and like what?
Get recruited.
All I know is if they would have had Guitar Hero professional gaming when I was in college, your boy would be in the Hall of Fame. I came home from my freshman year of college, and I brought Guitar Hero with me. And at the time, we had like a theater room in our house, like a media room, and so it was this huge like projector screen, and like Guitar Hero was just slamming down it, just as fast as could be. And I had a couple of my buddies over, and my dad just quietly walked in. I didn't see him because I was so focused on slaying the Guitar Hero, Cliffs of Dover, probably, eyes closed, standing back to the screen. Expert every time, 100%. And he just walked in and just stood there. And I didn't notice him until I heard him say, "So that's where my money went." And he turned around, and he walked back out of the room. And it wasn't a joke, and he was not happy, and he didn't think it was funny. Meanwhile, I'm over there just absolutely slaying the old Guitar Hero. It's also how I learned to play the drums, was in Rock Band, believe it or not. That's why I don't play them very well. But, we need to do that, Thad. I have an idea.
I'm not gonna do
Oh, my gosh. Connor, are you okay?
Guitar Hero.
I am going to go buy the Rock Band set for the Xbox that is over in that corner over there. And we are going to stream ourselves gaming like everybody else. Okay, if you're out there watching right now and you're hearing me say this, Thad Prater, Zach Walker, Connor Higgins, going to buy Rock Band from probably have to get it at one of those used game places because it's not cool anymore. And we're going to set it up right here in the studio. And we are going. What do you have to put? You have to put that on Twitch. Is that what it's? Is that what it's called, Connor? Is that the Twitch? Okay, he's shaking his head yes, but I don't even know what that is. So we'll probably just put it right here on Facebook. Who would watch that? I think I probably would. I think if I saw something on Facebook said Thad Prater is going to play the guitar on Guitar Hero live here on the old Facebox, I'd probably tune in. We're going to do it. Connor, I need you to source the game. Find me a Rock Band setup, the little drums and the guitar and all that. We need to get that in here. That would be fantastic. You're so excited right now.
No.
He's so. At least I didn't say karaoke, whatever that karaoke game was. Dance Dance Hero or Dance whatever
Dance
it is.
Dance Revolution.
Is that what? What?
That was Dance.
Coach, you are so hip. You are so hip. He nailed the League of Legends. He nailed Dance Dance Revolution.
I had a teen at my house that did that kind of stuff.
Hey, Noel, how are you, buddy? Noel Bishop joining us. You know Noel?
No, I heard you when you did
saw.
your
Okay,
thing.
yeah,
that was good.
Noel is he's a very knowledgeable. He'd kill you with this finger right here. You're dead. Yeah. You're gone. Ooh, my wife chiming in. Mom probably still had. Oh yeah, we might have the game already. Babe, I need you to check into that for me. The fact that she replied means she would watch it. So. Did you just go to the Murder Hornet thing again? Oh, okay. Yeah, put that up there. Put that up on the screen. Show me that eBay right there. Nope. That's the wrong one.
He's working.
Oh, my God. Oh, yes, sir. 50. No, but that doesn't have the drums, Connor. That doesn't have the drums.
You got to have the drums.
I got to have the drums. I need the full set.
4 little synthesizers.
Yeah, I need the full set there, Connor. And we've got to get your mic situation fixed, man. I know you need your hands to run the keyboard and stuff over there, but we've got to come up with maybe I'll put a lapel mic. Oh, I know what I'll do. I've got a headset mic. We'll get you set up on that. But no, all right. Look, it is 3:48. We have gone and gone and gone and gone, talking in circles, and enjoyed it. You know why? It's our show. We do what we want to. Yeah, that's what we do. If you have watched today and you've said, "Man, I have not gotten any smarter from listening," you didn't listen hard enough. And so, come back tomorrow and join us. Maybe you'll get educated. Later in the week, we're going to have Julie Roget of the Matthew Pacino Foundation. We're going to start our Hometown Hero segment, which we're super excited about. We're going to partner with their foundation. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, some information should come out on that and what you can expect, but we're going to start working towards partnering with them to try to make an impact in veteran lives locally here, and really kind of hopefully you guys will submit in some people that are deserving of something. And I don't know what we have to give right now in terms of we're going to have to seek some partnerships with some folks and find some stuff to give, but we really are looking forward to getting involved with that and seeing how we can help change the lives of some veterans here in the local area, but also around. And their foundation in Boston, Massachusetts is one of the best. He was killed in 2009 in Afghanistan. He was a Special Forces guy, and they've done a really great job. They have a golf tournament every year in Orlando where you go down and you can play with wounded veterans with amputations and all that. It's really neat. So we're excited about getting involved with that. As always, Coach, I appreciate it. You got any parting wisdom you just want to?
I don't have anything today. Just
you say that every time, Coach. I need you to come prepared.
I can use the old Vulcan, live long and prosper. How about that?
Oh, gosh. Noel Bishop says, I'm a lover, not a fighter. That's right, Noel, but you got to know how to fight when loving doesn't work. Look, at the end of the day, folks, we love you. We will see you very soon. I'm looking forward to this whole thing being over. So then we can talk about other things. But until then, there's a fly. Until then, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. I love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Connor, take it away, buddy.